What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you've missed our last couple of videos, we've been getting a ton of updates from head of Marvel Television Brad Winderbaum about what's to come on the future of Disney+. Some projects canceled, others we didn't know about, but in the meantime, we just got a breaking huge announcement, final confirmation from Marvel Studios, what's going on with the solo Punisher project, and Jon Bernthal's in charge of it. We're going to break down the latest news, what they said in the official announcement, Punisher show on Disney+, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. If you're into that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. If you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so it was revealed earlier today, again by the head of Marvel Television, Brad Winderbaum, that not only are they developing a Punisher spin-off of sorts from the upcoming appearance in the Daredevil show, but that Jon Bernthal is actually executively producing it, and it's going to be in the form of a special presentation at Disney+, and we assume that this is the special presentation that Kevin Feige was referring to when he referenced it late last year. Now, to be clear, if Jon Bernthal is executively producing this special presentation, that means he's fully in charge of it. Maybe not writing the script, but basically in charge of the story, who they hire, development on the project. And you see this a lot with actors who sort of rise through the ranks in Hollywood, then they start to take a producer role in some of the projects that they're in, and this is basically the case. Now, we've been hearing about Punisher getting his own solo project at Disney Plus for quite some time. In fact, in rumors before Marvel even announced they were bringing the Daredevil actors back. And as part of that, it's probably very likely that he signed a multiple picture or multiple appearance role, including this spin-off project, all as one contract with Marvel Studios. And some of the details that we were hearing about this project is that it would retain its TV MA rating. Now, at the time, it was being reported as rated R, but this was long before Deadpool and Wolverine got the green light to be rated R, that they were talking about Blade being rated R, or before they developed this Daredevil reboot, which is going to be said to be as violent or even more violent than Netflix, and maybe the most violent thing Marvel Studios has done. So in that respect, it's a lot more believable that Punisher will look exactly the same, and I think it's even more assured going to be that way now that Jon Bernthal is in charge of it. Now, obviously, he's got some major crossover with the Defenders characters, the whole world of Netflix being rebooted inside the MCU, and we suspect his special presentation may include some of those characters. But more interestingly for the future of Frank Castle in the MCU is the different cross-section of characters that are going to be coming together and after Avengers Secret Wars. Look, I don't know if Daredevil is going to end up making it into either of the Avengers films, even though there were rumors Kevin Feige wanted him to be, and I think, you know, the Russos are cognizant of the fact that Daredevil is a fan favorite. He may show up there. I also believe in Avengers Secret Wars, so trying to get as many characters as possible into whatever the final scene may look like, so he might show up there, and by extension, you can imagine they would want the Punisher in that scene as well. I think that's the best shot for Jon Bernthal's Punisher showing up in either of the Avengers films, is simply he's a part of the final ensemble but won't have any spoken lines. More likely the case, in past his special presentation, they could steer his character into the supernatural side of the MCU and eventually pair him up with the Midnight Suns, because other characters on that team are already going to have an R-rated tone. We've already seen Werewolf by Night, which had blood and was supposedly adult rated, even though it's not that gory. But of course, Blade will be, and he can exist nicely in that corner of the supernatural rated R universe as a part of the Midnight Suns in a way that will extend Frank Castle's storyline beyond just the very grounded base level, street level stuff that we're going to see in the upcoming Daredevil crossover with the Defenders, and I suppose will be a part of his special presentation, although no details were offered on that, and it's rather unclear whether that'll be a prequel of sorts, when it'll be set, or when it's even looking to be developed and eventually shot. Maybe not until Daredevil Season 2 is shot this year, so maybe shot next year, released in 2027, or maybe say 2028. But look, these are the exact kind of announcements that we were hoping from Marvel. Punisher is the exact right character to develop a special presentation around, especially in the context of him coming back now, there being a lot left to his story, and I really hope that Marvel Studios sees the Punisher for what he is, and an absolute fan favorite character, and they can find interesting ways of keeping these characters around other than the very obvious storylines that lay in front of them. And from Jon Bernthal's perspective, he wants to stay true to the character, but I'm sure he wants a future for the Punisher just as much as we do, well beyond a couple of seasons of Daredevil, and that's the place outside of a crossover with Spider-Man, which is looking more and more unlikely by the day. This is the way that it can happen. He can become a member of the Midnight Suns, exist in that sort of violent, supernatural, again, corner of the MCU, where his character can flourish and have some really cool story interactions that maybe things we wouldn't normally see from the Punisher, in the same way they treated Spider-Man, where we got to see him go to space, we got to see him deal with Doctor Strange and magic, etc., etc. Settings for Spider-Man that we wouldn't normally see or didn't get to see in the first iterations of the films. That's what I want for the Punisher's character now that he's in the MCU. And don't get me wrong, I'm really happy to see him back as a part of the Daredevil series. It might just not have been as cool if he wasn't a part of it. I suspect he'll be in season 2 as well. Plus, if you know anything about Muse, one of the main bosses in this upcoming series, one of the main villains in this upcoming series, he's a part of the Punisher storyline, or rather the Punisher is part of his storyline just as much as Daredevil is, so it made a lot of sense for him to show up here. But the cool thing to do, the unobvious thing to do, would be to place him in a different part of the MCU that's not just Daredevil and the Defenders, it's the Midnight Suns. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How hype are you for a Punisher special presentation, and who do you think he should focus on as the main villain? I am all ears as always. I have a suspicion on what this plot might be about. We'll save that from a separate video. I will remind you guys, in case you haven't seen a couple of videos here, back-to-back days at the channel, that tonight the social media reaction embargo is going to lift for Daredevil, or the episodes that people have seen. We will do full coverage whenever that goes live. I'm assuming it's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. So make sure to check back into the channel if you're trying to check that out, as well as we will be doing watch parties for every episode of Daredevil Born Again. I know we went away from those at the channel mostly because they dropped those episodes at 3 in the morning on the East Coast, and I have a life and a family, and I got to get the kids to school, and that is completely untenable when I'm staying up till like 6:30 a.m. to do Easter egg breakdowns. But regardless, we will be doing watch parties. I know it's been a long time, so if you're staying up in the middle of the night to watch that, come by and hang with us at the channel. I watch here as you watch at home. It's a great time. Again, guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. In fact, we've had 2 announcements in the last week alone. Make sure to check back on those videos if you didn't catch those announcements. They've got PS5 winner in the title. We're going to continue to do that for every Marvel drop this year. So if you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced live with my voice in the winning comment shown on screen when there is one, so please be safe and vigilant on my channel, and really any channel. If you should get a suspicious or spam comment with someone claiming to be a content creator that you've won a prize, just report it directly to YouTube. They delete those accounts rather fast. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places: Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name AllFires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon tonight with those immediate reactions to Daredevil Born Again. See you in the next one. Peace.